Welcome back to Behind the Lines. We're talking about people who've created jobs that have purpose, that they're passionate about, that also serve the community. With us right now, we have Melanie Dante and Andie Goodman. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
Beautiful Day Creations is your creation. What is this, Melanie?
Beautiful Day Creations started after my dad died. I wanted to find a way to spend time with Mom. I wasn't dealing with things about the estate and whatnot. We wanted to take our mutual creativity, our photography. We started doing block parties in the area, taking our photographs, making cards, and then really concentrating on imagery of Lancaster, the county, the city, flowers, just the flora, the fauna, and the area in general. And it's kind of evolved. Now it includes jewelry, and
wow.
we're in boutiques, and it's just been wonderful.
Wow, that's just great. And I know I'm wearing a piece, right? So tell me about this piece that we have.
It was a focal. The stone is a focal that I found somewhere and have gotten into wire wrapping.
Okay.
And all the wire, the curly cues and everything else is sterling silver.
Mm-hmm.
And just to hold it rather than just hanging it on a chain or something, just to make it different.
Yeah, it is. And you've got some of your pieces on too. So
yes.
What do we have? That's a coral piece, right?
That's a coral and pearls.
Oh.
And
nice.
The coral was given to me by somebody who went down to the Bahamas.
Oh, okay.
And so it's all natural,
mm-hmm.
which is what I try to do with a lot of my pieces when I can.
Okay.
Like the turquoise and coral here.
Right, sure.
Which, works out really nice. And everything is either sterling or silver plate, gold.
And what is that one?
Well, this is part of the, buy fresh, buy local, buy global.
Or buy handmade, buy global.
Yeah. And so I found these little animals.
Uh-huh.
And it just worked out that I had some pieces that would go very nicely with
mm-hmm.
it. And because what we also do is repurpose things.
Now that's what's key to what you do, right? You repurpose, and you're also utilizing things in the area too. Melanie,
well, with the jewelry, yes. And part of the inspiration for that idea, I do a lot of volunteer work, have over the years with 10,000 villages, and the concept that they utilize on the global level with artisans in third world countries, kind of wanted to bring that back home. One of the things that Mom hasn't mentioned is that the jewelry was started after she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I gifted her a beading class to see if that would be just a different point of concentration for her.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's been a wonderful way of working through.
She created a monster.
Yeah. She did indeed, didn't she?
Yes, we've been working through the MS with different aspects of creative process, and then also doing community events to raise money for the MS Society and for different groups of people that work with artisans in the area.
Okay. Well, tell me about what you have on, the piece that you have on.
Well, this is a piece that Mom beaded for me.
Okay. Oh, she did that one too. Okay.
Yeah, this is a custom-made piece that she did also.
Wow, that's beautiful. And the piece you have on top?
This is another repurpose. This came off of a piece of jewelry. When I was working out of downtown Lancaster
mm-hmm.
at a friend's shop, she had this shop called Remember This, and
yes.
decided to retire.
Okay.
I managed to talk her into letting me use the back room as a workroom, because at that point I had no room in the house.
Right.
So I wound up being able to, people would come in and start asking us if we wanted to buy things. So we bought like broken jewelry and things
mm-hmm.
like that. And I've managed to be able to put a lot of it into other pieces.
Oh, great.
Because I can't stand throwing anything out.
Right.
That's why we also have the showcase at Building Character, which is Lancaster's first architectural salvage and artist cooperative. And that's been a really wonderful environment to show how all of these things start to work together to create a really firm ambience and also community spirit.
Yeah, that's in downtown Lancaster, right?
That's correct. It's right in the 300 block of Queen Street, between Walnut and Lemon. There's an alley halfway down right next to Onions. And if you go down that alley, it's Warehouse B. And you can't miss it because it is just filled with amazing stained glass, the old porcelain fixtures from houses, lighting, hinges. you name it. And then within all of that, there are probably 50 stalls that deal with different artists and clothing cooperatives, and most everything is either repurposed, handmade, that sort of thing.
Okay. Well, when you're looking for pieces, for to put into these pieces of jewelry, where do you go? I mean, people give you pieces, but where else do you look?
Yard sales.
Where do you yard sales? That's where you find your inspiration, right?
Well, that's where I find a lot of the product. I've taken earrings and turned them into pins or magnets.
Ah, okay.
Because maybe one is missing a stone, and then I'll take the rest of the stones out of that one and use it in other projects.
Okay. What about you, Melanie?
Where does the inspiration come for my creations?
Yeah.
Most of my work is purely photography, and I just think that there's so much magic in Lancaster County. Last summer, J.A. Sharp Custom Jewelers on Queen Street offered me a wonderful opportunity for my first one-woman show with my imagery, and it was all very contemporary imagery of both the county and the city. My work has been on exhibition for probably 5 or 6 years. At Franklin and Marshall, Millersville, different local bakeries, restaurants, and businesses. But that was actually the first show celebrating the vision I had of Lancaster.
Oh, that's great.
It was really wonderful.
Well, we also have along here some of your cards. Yeah, so tell me about those.
Specifically, that collection that you have, Expressly Local, is a new business on King Street in downtown Lancaster that is really offering a wonderful new variety of farm fresh foods mixed with organic foods, all natural foods, and it's really in a welcome location. And one of the things that I have there are all cards that deal with fruits, vegetables, food products, coffee, things that are very organic that fill the senses and kind of in sync with the mindset of the shop.
Is there anything special about the paper that this is on, the stock?
That paper was regular paper found during exploration of what would be the best to work with the photographs. But what I've recently found, which is phenomenal, is eco paper, which is environmentally sustainable paper. And it's coming from Sri Lanka. And similar to our first guest on the show, it's actually a form of cellulose that's coming from elephant waste, elephant poop, that is being reprocessed as a celluloid fiber for recyclable paper. And there is a problem in the farm areas there with the overpopulation of elephants, and they're trying to find different ways of being able to save the farms from the damage of the elephants while also finding a profitable purpose for a natural situation. So the paper is beautiful, and at some point maybe I can have that go in a slideshow. It's offset right now, Diane.
Yeah, okay. And what about the cards that you do, Andie?
They're just things. I will take an image and paint it in the computer. I do a lot of that, and there are some that you'll see, as well as just people and places. I prefer to do landscapes for the most part.
All right.
Or flowers, like really close up so you can't see it.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
The abstract.
The abstract.
The vibrant colors and abstracts of it all.
One of the things I wanted to mention was, because I have to wear a medical alert bracelet, I used to find it very, very hard to put on because of the weight of I could never hook it. So I started making bracelets and all that have catches on 2 sides, like I did with this watch, because the watch itself is heavy.
Right.
So it makes it really easy, once you open it, especially people who have trouble, and anyone who has arthritis would have that trouble, to be able to just bring it around and hook it.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
And all the beading is from custom beading.
Right.
And you have a website too, right?
We do, Diane.
Okay.
Beautiful Day Creations is viewable at www.beautiful-day-creations.net. N-E-T.
What will we find there, Melanie?
You'll find a calendar of events so you know where we will be when we are out in the community.
Doing shows.
You'll also find the location of where we are constantly located, such as building character. We also have a showcase out in Adamstown. And if you bring your cursor over, a Google map will even come up to help show you how to get there if you have any questions. And there's a form also, so that if you want to contact direct, you can go ahead, fill out the form, and it will arrive in my inbox.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking time today and showing us these beautiful creations.
Thank you for
that you've
having
done.
us.
for having
Yeah,
us.
and serving the community. We're going to take a brief pause, and we come back, we're going to have some final thoughts, so stay with us.